Hi guys, you are very welcome to this channel, narcscon. On this channel, we really get down and dirty with the narcissistic personality disorder, because if we understand what we've been through, make sense of it, we can heal a hell of a lot quicker and thoroughly, fully from what we've experienced in these type of relationships with these type of people. So guys, today I would like to cover what I call the big discard, the big D. A lot of people call it the final discard, but as we know with narcissists, 99% of the time, they will come back for you to extract more supply from you. Or as one of my coaching clients says, to have another feed. So this is an important part of what you went through with the narcissist. Now, I know not everyone has been discarded, but it will be applicable to so many of us, and understanding it, even at a later stage in healing, is quite therapeutic. And if you ever feel a little bit rocky in your healing when you're further down the road, it's no harm to dip in again and to remind yourself of exactly what you went through, so you can bring the logic to the situation and take the appropriate actions that you need to go forward. Again, guys, can you share, please? Can you subscribe if you feel that the content is of value? Because by doing that and hitting the little notification bell, because I do post twice a week, by doing that, apparently with the algorithm, the videos go out to more people. So I'd really appreciate it if you can do that for me. Thank you. Okay, well, narcissists just don't do the end of relationships well. They do not sit down and discuss what's wrong in the relationship. They do not care. They do not love you. They do not wish to be kind at the end of a relationship. And that's why we call it the kind of the end of a relationship with a narcissist in all facets, not just the intimate relationship. We call it a discard because it's as if they are discarding a used packet into a bin. That is the equivalent of how they treat another human being when they wish to vacate the relationship. So I'd like to look at a few things here in relation to this, it being an efficient manipulation for the narcissist. I have a few things written down here. Narcissists will use manipulations, and the more benefits of a single manipulation, in other words, the more they will gain from using a simple manipulation, the more efficient that manipulation is, so that it doesn't expend too much time, too much cost, too much energy, but maximizes the outcome for the narcissist. Well, the big D, the big discard, is one of the most efficient manipulations a narcissist will use. And I'm going to explain why. And if you get this, and if you really understand this, it will take the sting out of a discard for you. It will set you on the right path, and it will take some of the pain away. It won't take it all, because you're naturally grieving the loss of a relationship, grieving the loss of a future, grieving the loss of a person you thought you were with, and all the things associated with that type of occurrence happening in anyone's life, be it familial or friends or intimate partner. It's perceived as a loss, but let's put this loss in perspective in order to hopefully alleviate some of your grieving, because what you've lost is a problem. What you've lost is a very big problem, but it takes quite a while to actually understand that in your head, and then to get that understanding down to your heart so that you can recover. Okay, so oftentimes, and I know this happened in my case, you will actually be questioning what's going on in a relationship with a narcissist, particularly in an intimate setting. You will be putting up more boundaries, you'll be dissatisfied, And you may even be on the road to ending the relationship with the narcissist. Or it may be way further down, but it's, you're getting these niggling feelings that all is not quite as it should be. The narcissist will pick up on this. They may push you into committing to them more. They're very aware and very attuned to the control they have over people, or the lack of control. So anything that's threatening their control, they see a threat or the possibility that you may be escaping, or you're reestablishing your own agency or your own sense of self, well, they will rush you to the discard. They will rush you to the discard because they can't have somebody, their narcissism will not let them have to look at the situation as being a loser in the situation. They want to devalue you if they believe that they can't have what they came to the relationship for. They can't look at that and say, this person doesn't want me. I'm not good enough. I'm not going to get what I came for. Their narcissism protects them against that. And they immediately hop into the winner position in their minds. And it's pathetic. They immediately go to discard you, to be the one that did it, to be the winner, saying, you're crap. I don't want anything you have. Everything you have is crap. Why would I want that? And I'm getting out of here. So they turn the tables very quickly, and it's very cruel. It's very cruel and it's very shocking. And it flips your mind into a negative position because you were coming to the correct reality, but the manipulation spins you, so to speak, so that you don't know where you are, and they'll turn it right back on you. And it really comes from left side. You don't see it coming. You hadn't maybe been going to leave the narcissist for quite some time, if ever, but you were having doubts. And then it puts the onus back on you, and you not being good enough, and you being the cause of the relationship ending. So that's number one, the narcissist, if they have a sniff of you wanting to be treated fairly, wanting to be loved properly, wanting to be treated with respect, or as another human being would treat you, particularly someone who's meant to love you, they will make it about them leaving you. So that's one of the criteria that can come into a discard, that can stimulate it. So why then is it, or how is it an efficient manipulation for the narcissist? That works in that they don't get discarded, that they don't get left, that they can go off into the sunset and shout about how bad you were, and they look like they've been powerful and made the decision, and they convince themselves that they're the one in control and they're the powerful one. And that brings me on to the second part of why it's an effective manipulation. Narcissists will get a power surge. They will emotionally get regulated by using this manipulation. They will, any of the insecurities they had within the relationship, or any doubts about themselves, will immediately be obliterated. They feel omnipotent, very powerful, that they have made the decision to end things. They're in charge, they're in control, and this is a really good feeling for them. It's hard to imagine when we put ourselves in the normal human mindset that anybody, it's quite sadistic, anybody would get pleasure or feel great about taking this type of action, but they do. So the next efficiency of this manipulation is that they get a sense of security, whereas, you may have been putting up boundaries towards the end of the relationship, or they have been dissatisfied with their lack of control of you. And in order for them to reestablish their sense of control of you by discarding you in this manner and seeing you on the ground, it gives them a sense of security in relation to you wanting them. They know from the past and from past experience that doing this type of thing, shutting somebody down inexplicably, where they're in a state of shock, grief, and very invested in you, is going to leave most people looking for closure, looking for answers, looking for the narcissist back, looking to fix things, looking to make things right, and not wanting to lose the person. So where you may have been kind of coming into yourself and feeling a little bit more like you and a little bit respectful of yourself and asking for your needs to be met in the relationship, this immediately puts you right back down again and slaps you back down where you're in a state of wanting to know what's going on and being very into the narcissist again, because it's a false situation. It's like a hot and cold, intermittent reinforcement. It's a technique. It's actually a technique that will have you wanting and sometimes begging and sometimes even chasing a narcissist. So it reinforces their sense of security where they were feeling a bit shaky about the control they had over you. The next deficiency is that the crueler a narcissist can make the discard, the more punishing it is to you, the more they feel justified in what they do, the more punishment they dole out to you, the more they see you suffer, the more regulated they feel, but the more sure that their actions are vindicated in relation to any of the times where they felt you went against them or weren't good enough for them or didn't, as I often say, stand on your head and manage to juggle 3 monkeys in the air at the same time. This is your punishment for you being a traitor and for you not appreciating what you had in them. And it's also a corrective type of punishment so that when they do want to come back, if they want to come back, they will have you there as an option because they know it'll take you a very long time to recover from this abuse. They don't call it abuse, they call it you copping on, or you need to reevaluate, who you've lost in me as the narcissist goes out. They believe that they are obviously the prize. Subconsciously, they know you're the prize, but they're never, ever, ever going to admit that. They want you feeling like a piece of crap. They want you wanting them. They want you confused. They want you to feel that they are the biggest loss in your life. They have worked hard to make you feel that you are the love, or that they are the love of your life. They've really worked hard on this, and they've used lots of manipulations in relation to this, particularly triangulation with past exes or new people that they see on the street. They've worked on your jealousies, they've worked on your insecurities. So this is a very efficient manipulation to bring you, first of all, as we said initially, back under control, and then to keep you under control, and actually to bring you to a new level of control. Because this is a hard one for people to recover, particularly not knowing about narcissism. You're taking this as a normal person who doesn't understand narcissism and who just thinks that this is their fault, that this person that was the love of their life in their mind because they've been brainwashed is walking out on them. Therefore, they must be really worthless, because that is the manipulation of the narcissist to make you feel like that, to make you feel worthless without their approval. So they withdraw their approval, and not only do they withdraw their approval of you and themselves, but they turn that right around 180 or 90 degrees and tell you that you are actually a failure and a piece of crap, and that's why they're leaving. So it's a very efficient manipulation to bring you to a new level of being under their control, so that if you learn your lesson and you don't learn about narcissism, when they come back, you will be so grateful to them that you will not raise your little pinky again and ask for anything for quite some time, because you will be so glad to get them back. So it effectively sets them up for the Hoover to come and to keep you as an option. And they treat everyone like this, guys. This isn't just, you or I. Everybody gets treated to this. So that brings me to the last one. The big D. The big D gives the narcissist a chance to either embed a new supply that they've been working on, or to go and have a sniff around and see what else is out there. Because they know you're going to be suffering and in the background and trying to get them to come back, and that you'll be on the shelf there for quite some time, and they don't have to worry about you. They have banked you, essentially. Now they're looking for a new investment so that they can have a portfolio of investments, so that if one goes bang, belly up, the next one is going to be maybe more profitable, and they can sit on the belly up one for a while. So you can see by all the different facets here that the big D, given that the narcissist has no empathy and gets pleasure out of controlling you to this extent, you can see why the big D is an efficient manipulation for a narcissist. It covers all angles. It gives them the freedom to go off and have the time of Riley and pick an unfortunate new person. And sometimes you can see them going back to maybe mummy or daddy or the old supply as a transitional supply, when they are actually looking around and sniffing around to see if there's anyone else out there that they can have a feed off or rip off or destroy the way they've destroyed you, until you realize you were with a narcissist. So it gives them time, it buys them time, it stores up their investment, it brings you back under control and brings you to a whole new level of control. So if they haven't managed to get what they came for out of you, and they've had to discard you because you were getting on to them or you were harder to control, if they come back to you, they're banking on being able to capitalize and easily take what they initially came for without you putting up a resistance, because you'll be afraid that another big D might be on the way. So guys, it is important to understand that what you've lost is a problem. What you've lost is someone who not only doesn't care for you, but actually gets off on your pain. Someone who does not see you as an individual, only a source of emotional regulation, monetary benefits, status, character traits, a house to live in, someone to be a servant to them, to do their washing and feed them and pay their bills. It depends. There's different agendas for different narcissists. But that is essentially all you are to a narcissist. So if you want to live your life in the shadow of another, then you consider it a loss. And I know this isn't easy. I know initially you will go through a grieving process, but that's a healthy thing to do. Just know, if the narcissist has left you, they've left you because you're actually too strong for them. And that's a good thing, and that will, in your healing at some stage, that realization will dawn on you. It takes time, but it does come. And when it does, you begin to smile again and you begin to laugh again at things. So on the last note, I'll say some beautiful moments happen in coaching, some absolutely beautiful moments, even though it's a very desperate subject we're talking about. But another client of mine calls the narcissist, I hope I say this right, a dedusha, I think I have it right. A dedusha. A dedusha. And I agree, because that's what you've lost. A dedusha is what you've lost when you've lost a narcissist. Guys, heal well. I'll speak to you soon again, and take very great care of yourselves during the week. Bye for now.